Alright, guys, I'm back. Crazy hair and all. I might have stuff in my teeth because I was just eating tacos. It's Taco Monday because today's not Tuesday. But you guys will actually be seeing this in time. So, yes, oh well, I guess technically by the time you're seeing this, it is Taco Tuesday. But in other news, we are on vlog number 8. 8 days in a row. I've been here giving you game, giving you knowledge, teaching you things, telling you about my story, telling you about my crazy hair. And I'm sorry. Maybe I should go put a hat on. Hold on. I'll be back. Perfect. Ugh. Brand new. I don't even know if this thing has things. Hold on. There we go. Bend her a little. Bend her a little. Ah. Good? Yeah. Alright, shout out to Enchanted. So I was telling you guys the other day, my good friends at Enchanted. This is a hat by them. Super sick. No, this is not a paid ad or nothing. I just had to put a hat on because I was a little insecure about my crazy hair. So let me make sure to get the plastic out. There's some plastic in it. Oh, okay, I see. No, it's just because I bent it. Sweet, yeah, mom. I do have a big forehead. Please don't judge me. All right. Anyway, we're back. Shout out to Enchanted. I got this hat from there. It matches my DGK shirt. Make it rain. Shout out to Prince. Prince is one of the goats. I really wish that I would have gotten to meet him. It's vlog 8. We're getting back on it. I was checking the comments. A lot of people were saying it's good knowledge, it's good game. So I've been thinking, what else can I tell the people? What else can I offer? What value lies in my brain? So I thought about it. And I'm coming back at you today in vlog 8 with some very knowledgeable knowledge about personal credit. So a lot of people don't know about credit. If you are rich or wealthy, you probably know a couple things about credit. But if you're like me, I was just a dirty kid from the south side of Elyria, then you probably don't know about credit. Unless you are self taught or you had a guidance or a mentor. So let's get into it. First of all, download Credit Karma. A lot of people download Credit Sesame. I've used Credit Sesame. It's okay. I feel like Credit Karma is a lot better for this kind of thing. It's a little more accurate, and to me, I think I've gotten more out of it. Excuse me. To me, I think I've gotten a lot more out of it. So they basically you can get car loans through there, you can get offered credit cards through there, secure cards. I wanted to go through that. So I guess maybe that's where we should start. No matter how old you are, if you have never had anything in your name at all, like a credit card, a car loan, something like that, it's important to have depending on what you want out of life. If you're okay with, not getting rich, wealthy, not getting like new cars all the time, buying property and stuff, then maybe credit's not for you. But if you want to start moving up a little in life, get a better house, get a better car. You don't have to get a mansion or a Ferrari, but say you want to get a brand new pickup truck. Say you want to get a brand new the Hellcat. I don't know. I've been trying to get a Hellcat. But just say you want a normal car, something a little more modern. All this stuff takes credit. You kind of got to know about credit to get into all this stuff. So download Credit Karma, start there. If you have a job or you work for yourself, put your income into it and see what they offer you and just work on it. Say you get one credit card, right? For example, I'll show you there's nothing important on here. This is my Aspire credit card. This card is used for rebuilding credit. I've had this one for a little while now to help rebuild my personal credit. And it's not a secure card, meaning I got approved for this, they sent me it, I activated it, there was money on it. When you get a secure card, sometimes you need that if your credit isn't the best and you're looking to rebuild your credit and you can't get approved for an outright normal credit card. So with a secure card, depending on where your credit history is, they'll either make you put a $49, a $99, or sometimes I think a $200 or like a $199 deposit on the card. But you get that money on the card. So it's kind of like a prepaid card that you put money on, but you only do it that initial time, and then it's now you have like a credit card. So then there you could start using that card and then making the payments on it to put the money back on the card, and that'll help build credit history. You only want to use 30% of your card a month if you're not going to pay it all back right away. So, for example, me, when I use a credit card, I typically pay it off within like a week of using it. But say I'll put $50 on gas, or I'll spend $100 at the grocery store. I'll use it for something like that, and then as long as I can, I'll pay it right off a couple days after using it. That keeps my credit in good standing. Or say you have like a $400 or $500 credit limit, and you use it, all at once. You use $200 or $300 for something you need, and car part, whatever, shopping, whatever you decide to use it for. That's when you only want to use 30%, or if you use it all, you want to be able to pay it all off before your statement date. Not when the bills due. 2 or 3 weeks before the bills due, you're going to get a statement. You want to be sure that you have whatever your statement balance is, not what's due, but at least your statement balance is paid off by that statement date. That's going to help raise your credit a substantial amount. And if you keep 30% on it, just make sure you don't go over that month to month, and you want to pay it off every month. So only use 30%. Don't use 30% this month and another 30% next month, because then you're at 60% I can't talk, utilization. And that's going to really hurt your credit. You want to keep it down to a 30% limit. What helps is as you're rebuilding your credit, you can use your card, and then you can add other cards going on with that. So, for example, if you get a card, you're doing well with it, in 6 months, they might offer you another card. As long as you're able to manage that, you don't have to use it. Spend $10 on it a month and pay it off. Fill the car up one time a month with it and pay it off. Just because, say, you have a $400 card and now they offer you a $700 card, you don't have to use the whole $700. When I was a kid, when I was 18, I'm 30 now, but when I was 18, I got a Capital One Platinum card that has like $350 on it. I wanted a pair of the Beats by Dre headphones before Dre sold the company to Apple, and they were about $300. And I bought them, and I maxed out my credit card. I didn't pay it back. I paid for it later. My credit paid for it later. I had to work on my credit. I had to get the secure credit card to rebuild my credit. It just kind of felt like a whole freaking mess. And if I would know now what I knew back then, I know it's cliche, but if I knew what I know now back then, I would have millions. I would have millions based on what I know how to do with credit now and how to leverage it, right? So, like I was saying, if you want to get into credit, this is a very novice beginning to it. Download Credit Karma, see what your credit score is, and I've taught you how to really use your credit card. Be smart with it. If you're going to use a lot of it, pay a lot of it back as fast as you can. If you don't have the money to pay that credit card back, don't do it. Or do it and learn the lesson. You have to live a little. They were telling me not to do it. I did it anyway. So power to you, power to you. But I'm just trying to give you some good guidance on it. And through Credit Karma, you can get car loans through there, personal loans through there. They'll tell you the best credit cards that you have approval for. It'll tell you if you have an excellent chance. It'll really help guide you and give you the best cards. So start with that and work on it. I think personal credit's a big thing. I'm also an entrepreneur and I have a personal business, and that's if you don't have at least a 680 or higher and you get into business, you're not going to be able to get much at first, because especially if it's a new business, they're going to base a lot of that off of your personal credit. It's called a PG. You're gonna have to sign a PG, a personal guarantee, on any kind of business credit or loans you get. This way, if your business fails and your business can't pay that back, you have to pay that back. So if you have really good personal credit though, sometimes in most cases, as long as you got good credit, good established credit, like you got an auto loan on it, a history, like a house loan or something like that, as long as you have some kind of established thing and a good credit, 680 or higher, most of the times you won't have to sign a PG. And as long as you do good at your business, now I will say this: why I think it's important for everyone to own some kind of LLC or some kind of little business. I'm sorry, I can't even call it a little business because to most people, people like me, the kind of money you can get for owning a little business is still six figures. So, for example, if you start this business and you have your LLC and you go and open a business bank account with your EIN, employee identification number that comes with your LLC, right? Go and open up a business bank account like that. That EIN is the social security number for your business. It's what how when we're born, we get that card with that number on it. When our business is born, we get that card with a number on it, right? As soon as you put that number into the banking system, it activates and triggers something, right? It triggers, boom, it's here. And it opens it up all to these credit lines. So if you start depositing money into your business account each week or each month, that's going to keep building and building. And you're going to start getting business credit offers. When you get a personal credit card, they might give you $300 or $500, when you first start out on a personal side. On a business side, you're looking at thousands. You're looking at a $5,000 credit card. As long as you qualify for it, you're getting the deposits in, and it don't even have to be big deposits. You can still qualify for that card because you're a new business. Lenders are going to take more of a chance on you. And if you go into this and start doing this and get your personal credit right, so your personal credit's at a 680 or higher, you're going to get higher and higher limits. And what you could do if you guys have kids, this is what my dad and my stepmother are doing from my siblings. Basically, on their credit cards, you can add them as a co-authorizer. And even if they're not your kids, if they're a trustworthy person that you trust that much to have basically a duplicate credit card of yours, I mean, you don't have to physically give it to them, but just saying, it's a co-auth that you add onto your credit lines, and it's like an extra $19 a month. But what that does is it'll help build that person's credit. But beware that if you do wrong and mishandle this, it's going to hurt their credit. So say you have a kid or somebody, for example, you add them as a co-auth, you could give them that credit card as like an allowance type deal, or you just put that credit card up for them and you make the payment on it and you spend it as you would. They're still getting the good credit out of it. So when they're 18, they're going to have credit established already and they can start getting their own cards, and that's going to open up a lot more of a range for them to actually go and do things. Imagine if at 12, 13, you put your kid on one of these cards, and then by the time they're 18, they have phenomenal credit. You've been paying them through your LLC and stacking and saving this money for them. So by the time they're 18, they have $20,000, $30,000, excuse me, to do whatever they want, help themselves pay for school, if they want to get married and buy it with a wedding, if they want to put it into a business, if they want to buy a car, whatever they want. That's a nice chunk of money at 18 to start off with. You could even put it in a trust for them, so they only get $1,000 a week at a time, or they can only pull so much at a time out. There's ways to naturally build wealth from the bottom without having a rich aunt or a rich uncle or a crazy inheritance, or you happen to become a sports athlete, crazy LeBron James, or you know, it's not a lot of people that make it to the big leagues, and for the people that don't, there's still ways to get up there and be able to have a nice, comfortable life and do it the right way. The old way of doing it was putting your money in the bank, having compound interest on the money in the 70s and 80s and all this time. It's not like that anymore. Nowadays, it's investing. The more you store money and you put it into a savings, you're actually wasting money because inflation is stealing your money. If you have $10,000 in the bank today, it's not going to be worth $10,000 in a year today. A year from today, that $10,000 will not be worth the same. You will not be able to buy the same things you will with that $10,000 in a year. That's just proven fact because inflation is stealing your money. The banks, their fees, that's stealing your money. You get sick, you get cancer, you get in a car accident, you get sued, you have a kid with the wrong person, now you're on child support, anything. There's a million things, man. You could lose your job. All this is stealing your money. If you know how to use credit, you use other people's money. That's all credit is. You're leveraging other people's money. You take your money and you go invest it. So, like what I do, for example, is I invest with a private capital firm. I don't know if I can say yet. I got to check into the details, but they're a multi-billion-dollar, almost maybe $1 trillion real estate company, and it's not BlackRock or none of them crazy ones. It's nothing like that. But they do really big deals, and you can be a non-accredited investor, meaning you have less than $100,000 in the bank. You can invest starting at a minimum of $1,000 into commercial property. You get a big tax break from it. There's a lot of benefits that come from it, and you get a check every 17th of the month or an established date that you have with the firm that you're doing the business with. And I feel that's one of the best ways to invest. You don't have to know real estate. You don't have to know property. They do. You just have to trust your gut, see the work they do, make sure that they're a credible company and that they're doing everything legit. Make sure they're paying their clients, I guess you would say, so much, paying their investors so much. And as long as they're doing what they need to, take a chance with them. Start with 1,000. Don't if you only got 8 grand, don't put 8 grand into something you really don't know. That's what I did with these people. I took $1,000, put it in it. Okay, It was a small drip. It was a little drip. Put a little bit in and got a little drip. It was like $24 a month or something for like 7 years, or it was some kind of compounded thing. I forget exactly, but I was doubling my investment in a way. And then I said, okay, once that was doubling up enough, I took that, put it back into it. And then I put 2 grand into it. And then I put a couple more grand into it. So it's just compounding and snowballing into these deals. And now I'm getting bigger drips. There was a point in time I was getting $500 to $600 a month coming in off of residuals of what I had going through certain income things that I had invested in and took a chance on. And these are things I just watched YouTube. I watched YouTube for a few years. I really educated myself. I always remain a student. I think that's what stops people from growing is when you stop learning, you stop pursuing it. No matter what age you are, no matter what's going on, if you just have the brain to sit and think and take in information and be able to regurgitate it to somebody in an intellectual way that you understand and they can understand, that's what makes you smart. If someone just tells you something and you can repeat it back, that's just robot. But if you can actually intercept it and regurgitate it in a proper manner to where that person gets it and you both understand on the intellect, that's what makes you smart. Everybody is smart. Everybody has that. I feel like a lot of people just ain't taught. They ain't taught that ability. So with these videos and these vlogs I'm doing this to help teach you guys, like I was saying, about marketing, about credit, about finance, about firearms. Speaking of firearms, hold on, we'll take a break from the fancy schmancy stuff. We're almost at 20 minutes. I was only trying to do 20 minutes for you guys. I don't know how a 30-minute video is going to be, so I want to keep it just at 20 minutes. So we're about to be at 19. Let me get something to show you. So, for all my firearms people, this is my baby. I think I've showed this before. So, this is a 300 Blackout ABC rifle. It's a 5-inch barrel, AR-15 Chabin, 300 Blackout. This thing's amazing. I use this a lot. I shoot it just like this. I have no stock on it. Don't judge me. Maybe I'll put a stock on it one day. Probably not, but I love this thing. This has been my baby, man. I use this as a car gun or a truck gun. I do live in Cleveland, Ohio, so a lot of times when I'm moving and grooving, I got this on me. I am a CCW holder. I am a firearms instructor. I'm completely certified to hold and maintain firearms. Uh, Sorry, I just had something. I was wondering, piece of like paper or something was stuck in there. But this is my baby. I just wanted to show her off. 300 blackout. People say you can't hit stuff. I hit stuff all the time at 30, 40 feet with this, 50 feet. My groupings are actually really great. I got a nice red dot on there that's not from Amazon, and it holds zero pretty well. I'm a pretty good shot with this thing. Let me see. I'm gonna show you the. I'll show you the red dot. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, yeah. So that's like the brightest it goes. I just wanted to be sure it showed up. But she's zeroed in, and she's really, really accurate. Surprising enough, for a 5-inch barrel, this thing is it's pretty nice. I hit whatever I'm aiming at. I'll tell you that. So especially, I'm not looking to hit nothing in 100 yards, nothing crazy like that. Just personal defense, Like I was saying, I keep it in the car with me, and I like to carry it when I'm driving in the city sometimes, or if I'm gonna be somewhere at a studio session, or you know, someplace where I just feel like I need to feel a little safer. So I got that with me. But vlog 8, I dropped some gems about credit. I was trying to really get into something different. But lastly, I will say, sorry if it sounds like I'm pushing you. I'm never gonna push you to do anything you don't want. But now is the best time to make a YouTube channel. I can't say that they're not paying me to say it because it's not directly, but I do make video. I do make a bit of. Sorry, I thought I had something in my teeth, man. That was looking kind of crazy. That was looking a bit strange, man. I just had tacos though, so. But starting at YouTube is easier than ever. Watch some of my other videos, learn how I'm doing it. I'm going to take you through the journey as I'm making money. I'm going to show you all the amount of money I'm making. I'm going to be as transparent with you as possible when it comes to all of this. I promise. I'm going to show you guys a way. I'm going to keep teaching, man. I'm going to keep trying to help guide you. Comment below. Let me know what other stuff like this you would want me to speak on. You want me to speak on more firearms, optics, things that I use. You want me to speak on the music business, things that I know, credit, whatever it is, man. Drop a comment below. I appreciate everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.